Hey guys, it's Mike Omar from www.makemoneyfromhomelionsclub.com. In today's lesson, I'm going to teach you how to build a professional website or a professional blog quickly.
This video is brought to you by EpiPies Academy.
And that includes how to buy your domain, how to buy your hosting account, how to connect those two, and then how to install WordPress. I do want to point out that the website you build today will be completely customizable to whatever kind of look that you want. There's no coding knowledge needed or required to do this. We're not going to be going into coding at all. It'll be on your own domain. And pretty much everything related to building a website, I'm going to be teaching you. I'm going to teach you how to add images, how to add links, how to add a sidebar, whatever kind of colors or layout that you want. I'll teach you how to change and modify those to whatever look that you want. You can add social media buttons, Google Map if you need one for like a business website or whatever. If you're going to be selling products, I'll show you how to add, buy now buttons, PayPal buttons. I'll show you how to use plugins. If you want to add a newsletter, all of that I'm going to teach you how to do. And you can get this website up and running in less than an hour's time. It'll look completely professional. The way I'm going to show you how to do it is I'm actually going to show you the process of me building the website, MikeOmarPhotography.com. So that website will be the final product of what I build while I show you this process. But you can follow along and build the website however it is that you want. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is if you're on my main website, MakeMoneyFromHomeLionsClub.com, go ahead and click on the Resources tab up here. This page, by the way, is where I have all the tools and all the things I use to build and run and operate an online business. But in this case, we're just going to the first one, domain registration and hosting. So click here and click on Ssl Hosting. That'll take you there. If you're watching this on Udemy, for example, you just go to the video description. You'll find the link there. Just go ahead and click here and you'll go to Ssl Hosting. Same goes for YouTube or whatever. The link will be in the video description. But this is where you want to be. Okay, so this is where you're going to buy your domains and your hosting. I really like Ssl Hosting for a lot of reasons. They provide really high value for their products. Their hosting is really high quality. They really focus on the security of their servers, which means, your websites are safe, your information is safe. Also, I really like that they're very straightforward with their pricing. They're not like GoDaddy or one of those companies where even though everything starts off really cheap, they eventually start raising their prices on you. They're always inserting hidden fees. These guys are really straightforward about all that kind of stuff. Also, they offer 24/7 customer support, which is really nice. It's really helpful. And these guys are really good. I host a lot of my websites with them. Okay, so it's time to pick the domain for your first website. If you already know what you're going to make your website about, type in the domain that you want right here. And you can pick any of these endings right here. And actually, there's a lot more available. So if you want something else, you can get something else. But go ahead and type it in and just press the search bar to see if it's available. If you don't know what to make your first website about, it's still very important that you go ahead and make a website today. Start building that forward momentum. Like, go ahead and get something accomplished. If you have absolutely no idea, I think a really cool first project for anyone just starting out is to actually make a freelancing website. Because by the end of these first few lessons, you'll actually be pretty qualified to build any kind of website that you want, any kind of professional website or blog with anything that someone else might want, all the links, all the images, whatever it is. So that's actually a pretty cool first project because not only do you build yourself a side business, you actually just have something to play with, to get creative with, to really get to learn and explore this software. Freelancing websites was actually how I got started in this business years ago. I basically built one and I started advertising my services on Craigslist. I would make a website for someone for $500 and I would get, 2, 3, 4 gigs a month. So it was a great source of side income. So if you don't know what to make your first website about, just make yournamewebsites.com or yournamewebsitecreationservices.com and that could be your first project. Okay, so the domain I want for this project is Mike Omar Photography. Omar Photography. And then over here, you can pick what ending you want it in. Here are the the 5 most common domain endings that you could pick from. And then there's a more option, so you can actually pick from a lot more. .com is the most popular, so that's the one I'm going to go with. So let's press the search button. and see if it's available. Sorry, MikeOmarPhotography.com is already taken. Actually, because I'm making this video as an update, I already knew this was going to happen because I actually already bought this domain itself. But because it's not available, and I want to show you how this process works, I think, in my opinion, the next best available if .com is taken, if you know specifically you want this, is the .net or the .org. So I'm going to press the .net. I'm going to press the check mark here, and then here you can pick for how long you want it. I'll just go ahead and pick 1 year. I did want to point out that you could press this button here, search multiple TLDs, and you can look for all these other ones. So if you want, if you want .uk because you're in the UK, or I believe .ru is for Russia, or maybe, well, I don't know what a lot of these are. But basically, whatever you're interested in, you just press these check marks and then fill this in. So 73NJK, and then check availability. Oh, whoops, I didn't type it incorrect. Hold on. And then H7BF. Give it a second. All right, and basically it shows all the ones that are available. So all the ones that I look for are available. One thing I did want to mention, if this is for a specific project like a blog or something, or like a website where you don't want other people to own the same ending as you could go ahead and buy, like the .com, the .net, and the .org, so that no one else could ever get those domains and like build a website, on the same domain as you with a different ending. That's probably only important for people that, are really concerned about the branding of their domain or whatever. For most people, that really won't be necessary. But like I said, for this example right now, I already have the MikeOmarPhotography.com. So I'm going to go for the .net, and let's press the button Order Now. Okay, so here we are at the next page, where it says Domains Configuration, and is asking about MikeOmarPhotography.net if you want to add on ID protection for $15.95 for the year. So basically what this means is, if you get ID protection, nobody can look up, or they can try and look up your website information, but they won't be able to see any of your personal details. They won't be able to see your name, your address, your phone number, or your email. If you don't have it, they'll be able to find that information. It's all available on Whois. So, this option is pretty much personal preference. If you have a business website or a blog or whatever, and you don't want that information to get out there, then I would definitely recommend, getting this. If your websites are mostly like passive websites in nature, and they're not websites that most people will be looking up the information or be curious who the owner is, then in that case, you don't really need it. It's really just personal preference. It's up to you. But for me, I like to have it. So I'm going to go ahead and press this check mark, and then the name servers are fine. Everything else is fine. So I'm going to press Update Cart. Okay, so here we are at the checkout page, but we're actually still not done because we still need to buy the hosting. So I guess we could have actually done that on the last page. I saw the option for it, but whatever, it doesn't matter. We can just go here to continue shopping. And here it takes us straight to web hosting. So these are your different web hosting options. Here's the extra details here. And actually, if you go to the main website, you'll see like all the details you need to know about each plan. But these are the big ones, like the big things that distinguish the small one, the medium one, and the heavy one. Essentially, the small one is for one website. The medium plan is for up to 10 websites. And then the heavy one is for unlimited amount of websites. So I would say most people watching here should probably go for the medium plan, because you get up to 10 websites that you can host on there within the same plan, up to 10 domains, and you're good to go. If you know for a fact that you're only going to do one website and you're not going to build any more, then you can go ahead and go for the small one. And if you know for a fact you're going to be building more than 10 websites, then go ahead and go for the heavy one. All these, amount of email accounts and like the amount of space you have is pretty much appropriate for how big the plan is. So go ahead and order which one you want. press the Order Now button, and I'll see you at the next screen. Okay, so here we are on the next screen, product configuration. So pick any of these options. In our case, use a domain already in my shopping cart. We only have one domain, which is listed here, so this is the one that we want. If you didn't have a domain registered yet and you wanted to buy one, you could click this option. If you actually have domains at another domain registrar or hosting company, you can transfer them over to Black Seal Hosting if you want. Or I'll update my name servers on an existing domain or register a new domain. You know, here's another option as well. But if you're watching this video and following along, just press this one and press here, click to continue. Okay, so this is the product that you selected, the medium-sized web hosting. Okay, so billing cycle. Pretty much the way they have it set up is the longer you sign up for in advance, the cheaper it is. So, you know, as you can see, they go lower and lower as you sign up for longer. I would recommend for signing up for either the 12-month or 24-month, or if you can afford it, just go straight up for the 36-month, because the longer you sign up, you know, assuming you know you're going to be in this business for the long term, or you know you want this business for a long time, the longer you get, the better. For the sake of this example, I'll just pick this 24-month price, which puts it at $13.95 US dollars per month is how much the hosting account will be. Whoops. Okay, $13.95 per month. Then you have these add-ons available. Backup restore programs. I mean, you guys could read this all in detail when you're actually doing this process yourself. But basically, this for $5 a month. It means they'll back up your website if anything goes wrong, or, you know, they'll do a free restore for you to, you know, whatever date. Whatever previously, okay, so they have weekly backups they already include, but if you actually need to use them, it's usually $5 per request, but here you get 10 restores per month. So pretty much if you think that, you know, you might be making a lot of mistakes, or you're afraid that you'll be messing up a lot, and you want to have like the peace of mind that you can just go on to their support and have them back up your website and restore it to the prior week or the week before that, then it's something I would recommend. If you feel fairly comfortable with WordPress and your own abilities, which I would, you know, that's how I feel about me, I'm not going to opt for this. Then the other option is professional WordPress installation. Okay, we'll install any available script. Okay, so they'll install any script that you want on whatever domain for $25. I'm going to show you how to install WordPress right now. So if you follow along with this video, you don't really need it. But if you're following along and you're getting messed up in the technical aspect, or you're just not getting it, here's an option for you. Basically, the guys over there will install, it could be WordPress, Joomla, or, you know, Drupal, whatever. There's all those other different programs. They'll install it for you for $25. So you can click this if it's something you're interested in. If not, just leave them unchecked and press add to cart. Okay, so the next screen takes us back actually to that original screen we were once at, but now you can see instead of having the red alert that said no hosting, it now says has hosting. We already decided we did want the ID protection, so this is, you know, it's not an additional cost, it's just listing the same one. So basically now we have the domain mikephotography.net with hosting and ID protection. So let's press update cart. And there we go. Here's the total price. There's one more thing I wanted to show you. So instead of pressing checkout, I want to show you one more thing before we actually check out. If you press on continue shopping, you'll go once again back to this place where you have all the categories, the web hosting. You don't need more than one hosting account, by the way. If you have, like I said before, the hosting account can carry multiple websites, so you only need one. So if you already have the hosting, you're fine. If you want to buy more domains, you just go to register domain, and you can look for more domains the same way we did before. Transfer domain is for if you have domains at another registrar or hosting account, you want to transfer them over. View cart is the final checkout, but I wanted to talk about Ssl certificates real quick. Ssl certificates are probably something most people watching will not need, but I want to cover them real quick because some of you will want this. So what an SSL certificate basically is, it's a way of protecting information that people that go on your website, when they submit it to your website, it's a way to protect that information from other people who might be trying to get it. So basically what you want an SSL certificate for is for websites like e-commerce websites where people be submitting like their name, their, their address, their phone number, their credit card information, that kind of thing. Those websites, you definitely need an SSL certificate. If you're going to be running like a membership website or something like that, basically anything where you're selling a product, anything where people have to log in and they're going to use their username and their password, anything like that, you will need an SSL certificate. And then right here, they have 4 different ones at like different levels. So here's like the most basic one. It's just for one domain. It has a 10,000. You can read all these in detail later, but I'll just go over them real quick. This is for one domain, basic SSL certificate, $10,000 USD warranty. This one's almost the exact same thing, except it has a much higher warranty, but it's still also for one domain. The SSL certificates that are wildcards basically means that instead of being for one single domain, it can be for all subdomains as well. So, it'll be domain.com, but also payments.domain.com, also login.domains.com, etc. And then the highest priced one is this one, which is for an entire website, like all subdomains, all extended domains, everything. So, like I said, this is something to look into if you are building a membership website, building an e-commerce website, building a website where you're selling a product, anything at all where someone on your website will be submitting their personal data. But if you're just building a blog or something, or a basic website, then it's definitely something you don't need. For this project right now, it's definitely not something I need. So let's go to view cart, where I'll go to the checkout. Okay, so here's the final checkout page. Before you pay, you obviously want to make sure everything you got is correct. So the hosting for this website, the domain registration for this website, 1 year with the ID protection, and then here's all the prices. You can remove anything that you want, or you can go back and edit whatever it is that you want, maybe the payment length or whatever it is. But as long as everything looks good, go ahead and press checkout. Okay, so that's the final price. I'm going to go ahead and fill all this out right now. I just want to make sure there's nothing else. No, it's a basic checkout form. You don't really need any additional instructions from me. So go ahead and fill this out, and once you're done, press complete order. Okay, so once you've finished checking out, you'll get to a confirmation page. You'll get a few confirmation emails. Be sure to save all those. They contain important information. But now you want to go back to Black Seal Hosting and then go over here to Client Area. Once you click on there, log in with the email address and the password. They're the ones you created when you were checking out. So use those and go ahead and log in. Okay, so once you're logged in, this is basically your control area for everything you might need to do from now on. If you want to buy more domains, if you want to upgrade your hosting, if you need, support help, if you want to open a ticket because you're having technical problems with your billing, whatever it is, you can do it all from here. And it's pretty easy to navigate. It's the same as it always was before. The home page, then services is the page we're on right now, which has the hosting account you have. If you want to order new services, that's where you can find, if you want to upgrade your hosting, get SSL certificates, buy more domains, whatever you want to do, it can all be done here. Add-ons, this is if you did want to get the Restores program, if you did want to get WordPress or whatever installed for you, it can all be done from here. Buy more domains, invoices, support, and if you want to open a ticket. But right now, to install WordPress, what we're going to do, go to Services and then go to My Services. Go here and then press View Details. Once you're at View Details, all you have to do is press Login to cPanel, and this is going to open your cPanel. Okay, when you press this button, it's going to open in a new tab, and it's going to have a screen like this. Honestly, do not worry about this. There's not a problem. Just press advanced, and then press proceed. And here you are on the back end of cPanel. Now, I know this looks a little scary, but honestly, do not worry about what most of these buttons are, what most of this stuff does. You won't have to use most of it. Honestly, I never use, like, most of the stuff I've never used, and I don't know what half of it does. It's not a big deal. Once you're at this screen, all you want to do is scroll all the way down, and you're going to click on WordPress right here under Softaculous Apps Installer. So press here. Okay, so pressing that button will take you to this screen, and once you're here, go ahead and press on install. And we're going to start filling all this out. So choose protocol. Just leave it as HTTP, unless of course you got SSL, in which case you want it to be HTTPS. But most people watching will probably press this one. Choose a domain. We want it on michaelmarphotography.net. In directory, you want this blank. Database name, it doesn't matter what it is, so go ahead and leave it with whatever it came. Table prefix, leave it like this. Site name, whatever you want your site name to be. For most people watching, it'll be whatever your domain is. So Mike Omar Photography. Site description, that's basically the tagline that's right under the title. You'll see what I mean once we go to the website, once WordPress is installed. So I'm just going to put for all your photography needs. Enable multi-site, leave that unchecked. Admin username, make it whatever you want, but don't leave it as admin. Just make it something else. I'm going to make it Mike. Admin password, make sure it's a really good password. If you press this key, it'll give you something really strong. So that's an option for you, and then you can just save this somewhere. Admin email, go ahead and put in your personal email address. Language English, well, unless of course you feel more comfortable in some other language, in which case, you can choose whatever language, but we're going to leave it English. Limit login attempts. This is actually a pretty good plugin to have. So we're going to go ahead and check that. What this plugin does is when you go to your WordPress website and you want to make updates or whatever, there's going to be a login screen in the back end. That's where you're going to type in this username and this password. What this plugin does is if someone tries to get in and they're incorrect more than 3 times, they're locked out of the account and can't log back in for, I think the default setting is 24 hours. So because that won't happen to you, because you know your username and password, it's a way to prevent brute attacks for people who might try to get into your website. So I think it's a pretty good plugin to have. Let's see what the advanced options are. Disable update notifications. No, we want those notifications. Auto upgrade. Yeah, that's a good one. It basically automatically upgrades your WordPress whenever you need it. Auto upgrade WordPress plugins. No, you should do that manually. It's very easy to do. By the way, if you don't know what I'm talking about right now, these things will all be cleared up in the later lessons once I start teaching about plugins, themes, whatever. So these things, let's not keep them as auto. You can update them manually. So let's leave it like that. Automated backups. I don't know where these backups go. Maybe they're emailed to you, but either way, they'll definitely be free. So it might not be a bad idea. Why not? Do once a week is fine. Backup rotation. Okay, so how many you get before they delete? Oh, so they're not emailed. I guess they're in the system somewhere. This is a good setting. Once a week up to 4. So you get up to go back a month. I'm not really sure where these go, but I suppose if something happens, it could be something to look into. So you may as well have it if it's being offered. Select the theme. We're going to go over themes later. Right now, we'll just go for the default theme. So once you've set all this up, press install here, and I'll meet you at the next screen. Okay, so WordPress finished installing, and I'm going to show you that in a minute. But before we continue, and I show you the website, I want to show you just a few more things. Here in cPanel, if say you need to install WordPress or some other script on another domain, there is one additional step. I'm sure you noticed it when we went here to WordPress. and we came here to install, there was only this domain available in the dropdown. That's because this is a domain that's associated already with the cPanel and this hosting account. But if you bought more domains, it's very, very easy to add those on. But there is one additional step. So what you do is you come over here and you go to add on domains, and say you know, I don't know what the website might be, but say you made some other website, like it was Mike Omar Photography Second Website.com. So let's just say I also bought that domain when we were checking out, or I just bought it, you know, on another occasion. But this is another domain I own within, you know, my Blacksteel hosting account. So you just type in your name here with whatever ending it is, .net or .org or whatever. You just make something up, like make up the username. So let's make it, you know, Mike1, whatever, something like that. Something you need to save somewhere. Then you go ahead and make a password. You make another password. You can use a password generator. You know, generate password, use password. So say you have it, and go ahead and press add domain. Once you do that, the domain will be added here. Make sure you wrote down all this information somewhere. And then when you come over here and you scroll down to WordPress, and then you go to install, whatever domain that you added in that step, where is it, will now show up here. And you can choose that new domain here in this dropdown, and then you do the entire process all over again like we did earlier. And the new domain will have WordPress installed on it. So that is the way you add additional domains, additional WordPress installations to your domain. And another thing I wanted to point out is, so to log into cPanel, all we did was come to this area here, which I showed you earlier. Go to Services, My Services, and press on View Details. And when you press here to log into cPanel, it automatically logs you into the cPanel, right? But this login information, just in case you need it for some reason, like your username and your password, if you come over here and you go to Change Password, it'll show you your username and your login password. So if ever you need that information, you can find it right here. But now let's show you MikeOmarPhotography.net to see what happened after you installed WordPress. Okay, so MikeOmarPhotography.net. And perfect. This is the screen you want to see. This right here basically means that it worked. This is the default WordPress installation. This is basically an empty shell of a website that's ready to be filled out by you. So, you know, it's got sample pages and sample posts and like sample comments and whatever. But at this point, you pretty much are where you want to be. Whenever you go to modify your website, update your website, do whatever it is you want to do, you do it right from this screen here. You go to your domain.net, or, you know, your domain, in this case .net, but if it's .com, and then just go right here, press -wp-admin, and that'll take you to the screen with your, where you type in your username and password. These are the ones that you set up right at the very end when you were installing WordPress. And basically, you know, from here is where you will be doing all your website updates from now on. You don't have to go to any of the other things you were, like all the technical places were before. You don't really have to go in there. Like from time to time you may have to for specific reasons, but for the most part, all updates you'll be doing will be done from right here, from your domain, and then /wp-admin. And just a few things I want to point out. If you didn't get to this screen for some reason, if it's getting to some screen that says like, you know, website doesn't exist or something like that, don't freak out just yet. There's a few things that might have happened that are pretty easy to fix. One is simply you just might have to wait a little bit longer. For some reason, sometimes it takes WordPress a little bit longer, or just a little while to install. So if you just, you know, step away from your computer for like half an hour, and come back, try it again, it might actually work. If you do that and it still hasn't happened, the other thing you might want to try is clearing the cache on your browser. So whatever browser you're using, in this case, I'm using Google Chrome. Just go to Google and type in, Google Chrome how to clear cache, and then it'll tell you how to do it. It's usually something that takes just a minute. Once you clear the cache, you go back to your domain, reload it, and the default WordPress installation that you're looking at right here should work. If it's still not working, at that point, I'd probably contact Black Seal Hosting to see if they can figure out like what happened or why it didn't work. Okay, guys, we're pretty much done with the first part of building a website, which is basically, buying the domain, the hosting, and installing WordPress. In the next lessons, I'm going to show you the process of actually filling out this website and turning it into a final product. But we've basically passed all the technical stuff, and now we're going to get into like the more, fun, creative side of building a website, adding the images, adding the links, adding the text, mailing lists, social media, all that stuff we'll be doing in the next lessons. One thing I would suggest is, if you haven't done so already, from my website, makemoneyfromhomelionsclub.com, I'd suggest signing up for this newsletter. The newsletter is basically free information regarding how to build an online business, how to build websites, how to do online marketing. It's all free information. And then occasionally there'll be, either updates or announcements regarding my How to Make Money Online school. So if you haven't signed up for it, you could go ahead and do that here. Of course, if you don't like it, you can unsubscribe at any time. And I will see you guys in the next lesson. Thank you for watching.